Welcome to Echoes of the Past, where history isn't just old, it's oddly fascinating.
From forgotten facts to bizarre backstories, we dig into the dusty corners of time
So
so you
you
don't
don't
have
have
to.
to. I'm Jody Lynn, your amateur historian and full-time trivia hoarder.
And I'm Ephraim here for the facts and the fun.
So let's rewind the clock and press play on the past.
Oh, I'm starting this time?
Yes.
All right. For as long as humans have believed in the afterlife, they've also believed that the dead don't always stay where they belong. From the shadowed corners of ancient temples to the candlelit aisles of medieval cathedrals, and now into the high-tech world of ghost hunting shows, paranormal investigators have always been among us. Amogus. But their role has changed dramatically. What began as the work of priests and exorcists under the strict control of the church has, over centuries, transformed into a world of spiritualists, scientists, and modern ghost hunters wielding cameras and EMF meters. In this episode, we'll explore the evolution, we'll examine the church's hand in investigating the supernatural, trace how beliefs shifted through time, look at the many kinds of spirits people claim to encounter, and compare the solemn rites of religious investigators with the methods of secular ghost hunters. Along the way, we'll meet some of the most infamous names in the field and take a closer look at technology that fuels paranormal investigations today.
So let's first start with the church and early paranormal investigations. The earliest paranormal investigators were not independent thrill seekers. They were priests, monks, and religious leaders. In the world of early Christianity, unexplained activity was almost always viewed through the lens of good versus evil. Strange noises in the night, apparitions of ghostly figures, objects moving without cause. For the Catholic Church, such phenomena were rarely harmless. They were often considered the work of demonic forces. By the Middle Ages, the church had developed exorcism manuals, some of the first written field guides for investigating hauntings. The most famous, the Rituale Romanum of 1614, which detailed how to determine whether a presence was truly supernatural, whether it was a wandering soul in need of prayers, or whether it was a demonic entity bent on harm. Monks and priests were frequently called into homes or monasteries to investigate disturbances. Their methods were ritualistic: prayers, holy water, relics, and the sign of the cross. The authority came not from instruments or science, but from faith in the church itself. The Protestant Reformation brought a different perspective. Reformers like Martin Luther dismissed many ghost stories as superstition or deception. They argued that spirits claiming to be the dead were often the devil in disguise. Still, folk traditions across Europe clung to older beliefs that the restless dead lingered until their unfinished business was resolved. The tension between official doctrine and local folklore created a complex foundation for paranormal investigation, one that would soon be reshaped by new cultural movements. As the world entered the 18th and 19th century, science...
Excuse me.
Wow. Rude for interrupting me. You good?
Womp womp.
Oh my god. Let me restart that sentence. As the world entered the 18th and 19th centuries, science, skepticism, and curiosity collided with belief, sparking a new era of paranormal research.
In the 1800s, a movement swept across America and Europe that would change how people thought of the dead: spiritualism. It began with the famous Fox Sisters of New York, who claimed they could communicate with spirits through mysterious raps and knocks. Their seances attracted crowds, and soon mediums across the world were offering the chance to speak with deceased loved ones. Spiritualism reframed ghosts not as threats, but as messengers. Spirits were no longer only demons or lost souls, they were family, friends, and guides eager to reach across the veil. This new attitude sparked public fascination and turned the supernatural into both a religion and a form of enlightenment. At the same time, intellectuals began to ask, could science prove or disprove these claims? In 1882, the Society for Physical... No.
I can't even say that. I'm the one who wrote it.
It's Psychical. Research was founded in London. Its goal was to apply scientific rigor to reports of hauntings, apparitions, and mediumship. Members included respected academics, philosophers, and scientists, all determined to approach the paranormal methodically. They gathered testimonies, conducted investigations, and attempted early experiments with instruments. Other groups followed, such as the Ghost Club in the UK, one of the oldest paranormal societies in the world. By the 20th century, figures like Hans Holzer in America and Harry Price in England brought ghost hunting into the public eye. Holzer makes historical research with psychic mediums, publishing over 100 books on the subject. Price emphasized the use of equipment and procedure, famously investigating Borley Rectory, often dubbed the most haunted house in England. But while methods changed, a fundamental question remained. What exactly were investigators encountering? To answer that, we need to look into the many faces of spirits.
I'm just saying, I would love to go to an actual seance. I think that would be so fun, even if it's not real. Like, I don't know if I believe in seances. Like, I know that there are ghosts, and I believe in ghosts. But, like, I don't know if I could believe in a seance unless I was the one performing it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like a lot of them are just smoke and mirrors, like in the Ouija movie that we watched.
Yeah.
Where the mom was faking it the whole time, and then, of course, the daughter gets Ouija'd.
Sounds like a weird thing. The daughter got Ouija'd.
I don't know what else to call it.
Possessed.
But it was from the Ouija, so she got Ouija'd.
She got possessed by using the Ouija board. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't call it getting Ouija'd.
It's gonna be my new term now. Anytime anything goes wrong, oh, she got Ouija'd.
Yeah, and then they're gonna look at you like you're crazy.
I am crazy. It's okay. You're looking at me like I'm crazy, so you agree. Shut up, Cheese. Our cat can commune with the spirits, apparently, and he's very mad right now because they're not talking back.
Yeah, he likes to look up at the closet doors and just yell.
Or in the hallway at the corner.
And he'll just yell.
Or our favorite spot is when he's in the shower and he yells into the drain.
Yeah, well, he hasn't done that in a while. But yeah, he would yell. He yells up at the doors, and I say he's trying to talk to the ghosties, but they won't talk to him. So I guess he's upset about it.
Yeah. Okay. Before we went rambling, let's get back to our podcast here. The many faces of spirits. Across cultures and investigations, spirits have been categorized in different ways. Though definitions vary, several core types appear again and again. Residual hauntings are like echoes of the past, footsteps that always sound in the same hallway, figures that repeat the same actions night after night. These spirits don't interact. They simply replay as if the environment itself is remembering. Intelligent hauntings are far more personal. These spirits seem aware of the living, capable of answering questions, moving objects, or responding to investigators. They are the ones ghost hunters most often try to contact.
Excuse me, sir.
Poltergeists or noisy spirits make their presence known through chaos, knocking, banging, objects thrown across rooms. Some believe poltergeists are spirits. Others think they are manifestations of a living person's psychic energy, often linked to adolescence. Or it could be a cat. Excuse you.
Or someone else that lives in your attic.
There are so many, like, killing and murder cases where somebody was living in the attic and just murdered the people.
Yeah.
That's terrifying. That is a very terrifying thought. Shadow people are among the most unsettling. Dark human-like forms often glimpsed in the corner of one's eye. Some connect them to sleep paralysis, others to demonic presence or even interdimensional beings. I do want to stop this one really quick. So there's a folk saying that you can only see the people of folk, like fairies, dwarves, gnomes, things like that. You can only see them out of your peripheral.
Uh-huh.
I don't remember why, but there is that. So I wonder if these two correlate, like if those things are real, not the shadow people, but the folklore things. If they are real, if depending on what type side or what part of the world you're in, if they're seen as different things, you know what I mean?
Probably.
Demons occupy a unique place in religious investigation. Unlike ghosts, demons are said to have never been human. They are malevolent by nature, intent on torment, oppression, or possession. The church treats such cases with utmost seriousness. Elementals tied to folklore and pagan belief are spirits of nature itself. Bound to earth, air, fire, and water, while not inherently evil, they are often considered powerful and unpredictable. These categories reveal not only the diversion of spiritual belief, but also the divide between religious and secular approaches. And it's here that we see two very different paths: the solemn rituals of religious investigators versus the evidence-driven methods of ghost hunters.
For the church, investigating the paranormal has always been about control and protection. A Catholic exorcism, for example, is highly regulated. Only trained exorcists under the approval of a bishop can perform one. Their goal is never to document or prove, but to cleanse and banish. Holy water, relics, and prayer are their primary tools. In the eyes of a church, every haunting carries eternal stakes, the salvation of souls. Orthodox Christianity and other faith traditions have their own rituals of cleansing, from prayers for the dead to blessings of homes. In each case, the aim is restoration, not evidence. Ghost hunters, by contrast, emerged outside the authority of religion. Their focus is on investigating and documentation. Starting in the late 20th century and exploding with television shows in the 2000s, ghost hunters use interviews, historical research, and technology to prove that something supernatural exists. For them, a haunting is not necessarily a battle between good and evil. It's a mystery to be solved. The church seeks to end disturbances. Ghost hunters seek to capture them on record. Sentence was not working correctly. Yet, whether religious or secular, both worlds have been shaped by individuals who became larger-than-life figures in the field of paranormal investigation. What's wrong, Cheese?
Now let's get into the people who made their names known to everybody. So, as if you've grown up since like the 90s, you know some very famous ghost hunters from TV. Like, what is that show? Is it literally just called Ghost Hunters?
Yeah.
With Zach?
Yeah, it's just Ghost Hunters.
Okay. So, for instance, one of the most well-known one is Ghost Hunters with Zach and who's the other guy that always gets attacked? Aaron, yeah. I love Aaron.
There's a third guy too, I think.
Yeah, I just don't ever remember his name. He never really was like out there with the rest of them. But yeah, so you have Zach and Aaron who went all over the world, all over everywhere and did it. There was a few other smaller ones that weren't so big. There's obviously, they're in movies and TV shows and whatnot, which we'll cover on a different episode. But I did want to put those in there because we're going to go over some of the most famous investigators or infamous. But I wanted to put them in there too because even though they're not going after something like, I don't know, demons or anything like that, they do still count because they have been around since, I think they started in the 90s. I really do. Because I remember them when I was like little. So they've got to have been around for a while. So I feel like they're a good one to note, you know?
Yeah.
But some investigators have become synonymous with the paranormal itself. Ed and Lorraine Warren stand at the top of this list. Devout Catholics, they founded the New England Society of Psychic Research in the 1950s. They investigated thousands of cases and became cultural icons, inspiring countless films and debates. I feel like we touched on them on our Alien episode because I feel like somebody called them for it and they didn't end up doing anything.
I don't remember.
I feel like it was that episode. Hans Holzer, often called the father of American ghost hunting, blended historical research with psychic mediums. His more than 120 books helped shape modern paranormal culture. Then you have Harry Price in Britain, who became famous in the early 20th century for his investigation of the Borley Rectory and his insistence on using scientific equipment. Members of the Society for Psychic Research, like Maurice Grosse and Guy Leon Playfair, brought attention to cases like the Enfield poltergeist. Then you have Peter Underwood, president of the Ghost Club, preserved a long tradition of ghost research while publishing extensively on hauntings. And more recently, John Zaffis, nephew of the Warrens, has now become known as the godfather of the paranormal, focusing on haunted objects and the legacies left behind. These figures did not always agree on methods or beliefs, but together they defined what paranormal investigation means in both popular culture and serious study. And if these people gave the field its stories, it is technology that has given ghost hunters their identity.
Step into any modern investigation, you'll likely see an array of gadgets glowing in the dark. Dowsing rods and pendulums trace their origins back to ancient divination. Used to detect water or energy fields, ghost hunters adapted them into spirit detection. Ouija boards, originally marketed as a parlor game in the 1890s, became infamous tools for contacting the dead. EMF meters, designed for electricians to measure electromagnetic fields, are now a staple of ghost hunting. Sudden spikes are often interpreted as signs of a spirit's presence. EVP recorders capture electronic voice phenomena, faint voices or sounds believed to be from beyond. Infrared cameras and thermal imaging scan for heat signatures or cold spots invisible to the human eye. Spirit boxes, radios that rapidly sweep frequencies, and are said to allow spirits to form words from static.
I want one of those so bad.
And in the digital age, even smartphone apps claim to detect spirits, though skeptics dismiss them a little more as entertainment.
Yeah, I don't believe in any of those.
Critics argue that none of these devices are designed for paranormal use, and that investigators often interpret random noise or interference as supernatural. Still, the use of technology has become essential to modern ghost hunting, blending science with spectacle in a way that defines the field today. From chants of exorcism to static on a radio, the tools may have changed, but humanity's fascination with spirits has never faded.
Okay, so let's talk about the items and the hunters.
Okay.
What is your favorite hunter that I've either touched on or one that I didn't touch on?
I guess the dudes from the Ghost Hunter show.
They're pretty funny.
Just because my grandma watched that show a lot. So I guess it's just like
nostalgia,
I guess.
So let's talk a little bit about the Warrens.
Uh-huh.
Because you and I know we're going to touch on them quite a bit in the next episode, but you and I have seen all of their movies about them except for the Annabelle series, right?
Yeah.
Because we watched The Nuns, The Conjuring. There was one other one. And we're about to watch the next one, which I'm really excited for. But they were quite a few times spouted as being illegitimate.
Yeah, people still do that. For a while there, it was popping up on my TikTok where people were like, oh yeah, the Warrens were fake and blah, 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 blah. And I just kind of skipped them because I couldn't care less.
That's fair. So, do you think that the paranormal stuff like that we've talked about so far is very closely related to cursed objects and them being possessed items? Because that's going to be an episode coming up soon too. So, do you think that they correlate, or do you think that they're their own class of paranormal items or paranormal things?
I think they correlate. Because you always have like tales of people bringing shit back from wherever, and then all of a sudden their house is haunted.
Like the Dybbuk box. I'll get the right letters here in a second.
Yeah.
The box. Did you see that its current handler died? He was taking it to shows, and he died on one of the most recent shows that he took it to.
I am not.
Yeah. I don't remember what it was that he died from, but yeah, he passed away while taking it to its next show. Zach had it for the longest time from the Ghost Hunters.
Yeah.
He had it for the longest time. I don't know if he sold it or if he gave it away or donated it, but yeah. I'm sorry, but if somebody's grandma who does not speak English tells you, hey, don't open this fucking box, don't open the fucking box. That should be like cursed items 101.
Yeah, but humans are naturally curious. They want to know.
Yeah, and curiosity's killed a lot of people.
Yeah.
Hey, I wonder what happens if I pull this lever. What happens if I hit this red button? Okay, so what about the items and things that people use to hunt out ghosts? Do you think they're real? Do you think that they actually have some backing to them? Or do you think, like it said a minute ago, or like you said a minute ago, that they are seriously just interpretations and people getting their hopes up?
Probably like a little bit of both.
Do you want to expand on that?
Like I said, I don't know what other stuff people have used to make or try to look for ghosts, or there's like special tools or whatever that isn't just like random tools you can get at Harbor Freight.
Yeah.
And then like depending, I guess, on where you live, you're gonna get some kind of interference of something from something.
That's true.
A TV, plane, car, your neighbor
farting in the house next door that's too close.
Yeah. Walls too thin, you hear everything.
Yeah. See, I get that, but like in houses where they're out in bumfuck Egypt and there ain't nothing around and you're getting hits on things, that's where I'm like, okay, is this actually like a thing? Like, is this actually doing something?
Yeah.
Or do you happen to be in an area with high like electromagnetic fielding? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've seen things like that where they've gone into like old jails where there's absolutely no power running through this entire complex, and they're getting spikes or heat signatures and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like I've asked you this before. Do you believe that ghosts and all the different types of paranormal entities are real?
Yeah.
Do you think demons are real? That's the one I'm kind of iffy on. Because how can something not be human but be so inherently quote unquote evil? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because evil is a human construct. And no animal does inherently evil things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just whatever's natural for them.
Right, and none of it's ever evil. So do you think demons are real?
No.
So
not really.
Do you believe the same way I do?
I mean, I think like a lot of the things that are blamed on demons is just them not knowing what it could be.
That's fair.
Because like, you know, when the church was everything, and they're like, oh, well, clearly it's a demon, but it could be someone having like having mental problems, or they're born with like some kind of genetic defect, or something like that, and they didn't understand it. Clearly demon.
Do you know why they used to tell? You know why we tell people bless you when you sneeze?
Yeah, because you're expelling the evil spirits.
Yeah, the church thought it was evil spirits.
Yeah.
I think that's really stupid. Oh, somebody's got a cold and they're sneezing a lot. Oh, they got a lot of spirits.
Yeah. But I think a lot of it's just going back to how when the church was everything.
Yeah.
And they couldn't explain everything. So, demon.
Do you think that there are different types of spirits depending on where they are in the world? I think yes. Because there are different cultures and different feelings and different beliefs and stuff like that. I feel like each section of the world, being quoted, has different types. Like, for instance, aren't the Onryos more specific to
Japan?
Yeah. Whereas we are more to like poltergeists and stuff here.
Yes. Well, I mean, like, Onryo's a vengeful spirit. Here we have like
they have the yokai too.
Yokai. Well, they're more like mythical beings than they are spirits.
I guess so.
Trying
to remember all the spirit names that I know.
Over in the Middle East, they have the jinn.
Yeah, the jinn's terrifying. If you look at their actual like full blown history and stuff, they're terrifying.
The lore behind it all.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess a lot of them are the same, just different names.
Okay.
Like anything.
Now, with this being such a big thing, do you think it is smart that you've got all these people making YouTubes and TikToks and going out to these abandoned areas just to try to catch something?
I don't think it's a smart idea, but whatever for the entertainment. Because I wanted to try to do like urban exploring.
I wanted to so bad,
but I don't want to go to a place where it's still under someone's property, where there's cameras and security guards all the time.
That's what I'm worried about.
Or a lot of these old places are going to have like asbestos in them and mold and whatever. So like
you have to go in with a mask or
some kind of respiration system to help you not die.
Don't die.
Do I think it's smart for some of these people doing it just for the views? No. But are people going to do it anyways? Yeah.
Why do you think... Why do you think it's such a big thing that in our society, like, we want to make so many movies and so many shows and so many videos, and a lot of us can't stop watching it? Why do you think that is? Do you think it's just the horror aspect or the unknown, or what do you think?
Let's just say it's just like the unknown. Like I said, humans are curious. They want to know everything. They want to know why shit is the way it is.
Why does this thing make this noise? Why do these lights turn on and off? Why
do my higher ups decide it's a good idea for us to pick weeds? I'll never know.
One of them's gonna listen to this one day and be like, "This dude really hated us."
If they ever find it out, they'll like,
"I want to put a sticker on your car that you're not going to see, and everybody else is going to."
Yeah, okay. No, it's just people just want to know.
Okay. I mean, I agree. I do also think that there's a very big thrill to stuff like this, being the one to find the evidence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's a big contender on this, is that, you know, they can be like, well, we found this and this information, and we found this recording, and we were able to get this, and blah, blah, blah. I think that's a big thing too.
Yeah.
Just being like, haha, look at what I could do. Do you have anything else to say before we start closing out this episode? Because, like I said, the 3 episodes we're doing now, they're all coordinating on the paranormal. So this isn't going to be the only one we talk about, but this is the first gist of things.
Not really, I guess.
All right.
We already touched on TV shows, movies.
A little bit, yeah. We're going to do those on the next one.
Yeah. There's plenty of video games that involve ghosts.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot.
There's spirits and all kinds of shit.
One that we played, we were playing quite a bit.
Yeah.
I want to play that again. I'm going to die, but I'm going to play it again. All right. So here's a little bit of trivia before we close out. The oldest known ghost story comes from ancient Mesopotamia, as so many things apparently do, where a clay tablet describes a spirit demanding proper burial. The word poltergeist is German, meaning noisy ghost, first popularized in the 16th century. And did you know that Thomas Edison once speculated about building a machine to communicate with the dead? Though he never created such a device, the idea shows how even great inventors were captivated by the mystery of the afterlife. And that brings us into the end of episode 21 of Echoes of the Past. We've journeyed from the sacred halls of the church to the buzzing EMF readers of today, exploring how paranormal investigations has evolved, who shaped it, and the spirits themselves that haunt our imaginations. Thank you for listening and for joining us on this 21st chapter of our exploration into history's mysteries. If you've had your own paranormal experiences, we'd love to hear from you. This episode is still sponsored by Dubby, Energy Without the Crash. Check them out with our code below or in the summary and help support the show. Be sure to follow us on Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you happen to listen, and join us next time for episode 22, where we dive into paranormal sightings in pop culture, from ghostly films to demonic lore, and we will talk about the newly released Conjuring movie and our thoughts on it and the Conjuring universe. And then prepare yourself for episode 23, where we'll examine the infamous cases themselves. Until then, keep your recorders ready, your lights low, and remember, sometimes the past refuses to stay silent.
Thanks for wandering through history with us on Echoes of the Past.
If you liked what you heard, subscribe, rate us, and tell that one friend who still quotes fun facts at parties.
And remember, history may repeat itself,
but we promise not to.
See you in the next Echo.